Well, hello and welcome to Tamerlane. I am Tamerlane here showing you on eBay how I am helping my sales and clearing out some inventory that I've had for a really long time. I started this a few months ago, and as you can see, my sales in the last 31 days are up 88%, which is really good for me. So let me tell you what I did. I went into my eBay store, which I'm going to open up here. I'm actually going to hope that it's showing you. Hold on. Yep. Okay. I had to jump over to my OBS to make sure it was showing you what I wanted to show you. So this is my eBay store, Tamerlane, and I create different categories for my store. So I've got Two Birds Design, which is stuff that my mom and I made. I have a clearance section, which I need to update this because what I'm going to talk to you guys about is something I just started doing. Oh, well, July 1st is when I started it. I've got my Red Barn Planning where I sell planners, journals, and supplies. I got men's clothing, women's clothing, toys. So I went to Canva and I created all of these different, I don't know what they're called, graphics, I guess. I'll call them graphics. I created these graphics to put up here under featured categories. That was something new that came out, I think, last year here on eBay. And then you can create featured items that you put on this section right here. And then here's some newly listed. This is what I listed just a few minutes ago. You can do something here, clearance event. And then there's your rest of your items. So if somebody actually goes to your store, this is what they can see. I don't know how many people actually shop from a store, but I figured, what the heck, let's take advantage of the options that eBay has given you and see if it works. All right, so here I am in Seller Hub, and I want to show you how to create categories for your store. So I'm going to go under Manage Store, which I should say, actually, I'm going to go back a page. I'm going to go back. I want to show you this. Up here it says Customize in the top right hand corner. If you click on this, you can tell eBay what do you want to see on your dashboard. So you may not see some of this stuff currently. So make sure that some of this stuff is checked off. You can also move your stuff around. So my tasks are always right here. But see how it says drag to rearrange? Like I could put it here if I wanted. I could put it down below here, down below here. Like there's all these different sections that you can add to your Seller Hub. So you can move those things around to make it to what works best for you. So this is what works best for me. So this is how I have it. So I'm just going to say I'm done. That's going to bring me back to my Seller Hub. And then I'm going to go back and hit Manage Store again. All right, so when you hit Edit Store, over on your right hand or left hand side, there is something that says Store Categories. Here is where you can create your store categories. You can say add a store category, you name it, save it, and it will add it to your list. I just added 55%, 60%, and 75%. I used to have just a clearance, it just said clearance, no percentage. So it just said clearance, and what I did was I decided after listening to Scott the Bearded Picker last week was talking about another reseller, and I'm sorry I can't remember who it was, but he had mentioned that this reseller did this process where he put stuff into a clearance section and he would keep it there for a month, and then he moved it from that clearance to another clearance for the next month. It was something similar to that. So what I had been doing since January is I went and I put a lot of stale items into my clearance and I had 50% off. And then the next month I upped it to 55, and then the next month 60%. Well, what happens is as I was adding things in like February, I was moving things to the clearance. They never had a time at 50% off. They went automatically to the 55 or 60 depending. Well, at that time it was 55. And then in March it was 60%. So I said, okay, that's not really working out well because I don't want things to start off right off at 60%. Let's see if I run it at 50 if it sells. I'd rather do that. So when I heard Scott mention that, I thought, well, yes, that makes so much sense. Why don't I do something like that? Which is why I need to actually go and update my store, because right now my store is only pulling from the 50% off clearance. So what I'm doing is I'm moving stuff into my clearance, which let me show you how I do that. I'm going to go to my active listings. Waiting for it. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to sort by, again, you can customize this table, so make sure you have your start date listed. I'm going to sort by my start date. Okay, so the latest items that I currently have listed is August 15th, 2022. That's because I've been doing this process all along, and it has already moved some items into my clearance section. So again, right now I'm running a sale, right, 10% off. So that's why we see a sale on this thing. So what I do is I'm going in at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, and I'm going to select anything that is a year old. So I'll just do these three. Yeah, three. I'll just do these three now, but I've been doing it 25 of them at a time. And I say end listing. Now you don't have to end the listing if you don't want to. You can just bulk edit. But I've been editing the listing. 3 items were ended. So let's go to my unsold. And here's the 3. These other unsold actually sold on other platforms, which I will stress to you guys how come it's so important to cross post, because all of those items sold elsewhere. So then I'm going to sell similar on these. And so like I said, I've been doing normally 25 at a time, so I'll click this box to highlight them all. And then I go under bulk edit and I go down to the category, and then I go to my second category. So everything on that listing right now, those are all jewelry. So the first category and those are going to be some like under the jewelry category. So in the secondary category, I'm going to change it. In this case, it's probably most likely going to add it. And I'm going to select a category and I'm going to say, okay, I want those to be at 50% off. So now I'm going to add a second category called clearance 50% off. And I'm going to apply that and then submit it. All right, so then I go back, I double check that they're there and that they got listed correctly. I'm going to resort, so I don't have the oldest, I'm not the newest, so I should see those 3 items as my newest. There they are. There they are. I was going to say that's not them. All right, so there are the 3 items I just listed by doing sell similar. And I know some people will say, but Tamra, when you end something in sell similar, you lose all your watchers. Let's see how many watchers I even had on those. Oh, I guess you don't see it on here. Can I see watchers? Unique bidders, interest. I have it listed, but I don't know why I can't see it. I don't know. Doesn't really matter in the long run, because if this has been listed since August of 2022 and nobody has bought it, even if they're watching it, I don't care if I lose them. Most likely it was probably a watcher who was actually a seller watching my items to see if they sell. So these are the 3 items here. So then I actually go back. I should have done it when I was just over there. I go back to my unsold. This is such an important step to do, is to delete these. So since they are now listed, I don't want to take a chance of relisting these or sell similar on these again by mistake, because then I end up with what? Duplicate listings. I sell something and then I end up saying, oh my gosh, I already sold them. All right, so I'm going to delete those so I don't have two listings out there. And then what I would do is I would go to marketing and promotions. So I'm going to do this at the first of the month or the last day of the month. I haven't figured out which day yet. This is something I just set up on July 1st. And I'm going to create a sale event. And I'm going to say, okay, I just moved those to the 50. So I'm going to create one called 50% off. I'm going to select the items. I'm going to create rules under this one because if I go under the other one, you're limited to 500. And I do have one sale category that's at 800 items right now. So I'm going to do it by my store categories because I have a category called right here, clearance 50%. So right now I got 78 items in this section. And that has one selected, and it's going to show you these are the 78, and this is what the price is going to be on these items now when you mark them off at 50% off, which you can see why, right? $4.99, $6, $4.50, $4. Like this is why I have so many items right now that are under my $20 average sale price that I'd like to have. But this is what's going to get me to it, is clearing out some of these items that maybe weren't the best buys at the time, or perhaps I priced things a little too high at the time when I list, because I do tend to go towards the middle to high range of solds, and then I can run sales and still make a profit. In this case, in some ways I don't even care if I make a profit at this point in these items. I just want to move them out because they've been sitting around so long and I'm running out of storage for my eBay items. All right, so we're going to hit save and review. And then I'm going to say this is just my clearance 50%. So I know what it is. And I want it to start now. Now you can set these up. So if I run a sale every weekend, I can set up a whole sale for the whole month at the month for every running from Friday to Sunday every month and set it up like this. So you can do this ahead of time. You don't have to do it just when you're ready to start it. All right, so I'm going to run this until the end of July. Because at the end of July, so if I did this on July 1st, on August, I am going to bulk edit all of these items and change the category from clearance 50 to clearance 55. And then I'm going to run the new sale on August 1st for all of those items that are in that sale. Let me see, clearance 50% off. And I'm going to launch that. So that is how I'm going to be moving the items in my store that have been sitting here for a long time. I'm going to be moving things from one section of clearance. Let me see if I can see my categories here. See, I got the 50, 55, 60. When it hits 75% off, it will stay there until I get time to end the listings and pull the items out of my stock and throw them into my donation bin. That's what I'm doing at this point. If it's been listed at 75% off, that means it's already been listed for a year, been a month at 50, a month at 55, a month at 60, and a month at 75. If it hasn't sold by then, it's probably not going to sell. So I'm going to then just take it and donate it. So that is how I do it. Hopefully that helps you guys. It has helped my sales. It has really given me a boost in getting some stuff cleared out. And let me just show you some of my sales. I think it also shows eBay that I'm very active when I'm constantly running sales and doing stuff like this. So I think that helps. This was an otter box of my mom's, some Happy Planner stuff. This is a t-shirt I just listed. These shoes I just listed in the last month, a notebook, a dress I just listed. So these actually are not clearance items yet. but there have been some items that have been clearance. But again, I still think it helps me sell some of them, even my more recent listings, based upon me running these sales. And I've been listing more frequently again. Here's one. This one was on sale. There you go, up to a 60% promotion. Here's one up to 55%. Let's see if there's another one. Up to, yeah, it had across the board 8% sale. 8%, 8%, 8%. Right, so those are weekend sales. I just threw something up at last weekend for 8% off. Here's a 60% off. So just looking at clearing out some stuff, another 60%. All right, so that is it. If you found this helpful and you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up and turn on notifications so you know when I release a new video. And as always, if you could hit that thumbs up on your way out, if you are already a subscriber, I would truly appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.